What is going on, everyone? Mets Talk with Hayden J. What's going on, everyone? I hope everyone is doing extremely well. We got a ton of great news to talk about today. There's some live stuff going on with Max Scherzer, so we are obviously going to have to cover that. That is going to be extremely well. So we got a ton of stuff to cover today. So please, everyone, before we get into the stream, if you can, give this video a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more great New York Mets and baseball content. Please drop a like below, subscribe, tell your friends about this channel, even tell your dog about this channel, so we can get this channel out there to more baseball fans. I don't care if you're a Mets fan, Braves fan, Rangers fan, baseball is baseball. You know my motto. I respect all fan bases. So we got a ton of stuff to talk about today. There's some stuff going on now with Max Scherzer, which I definitely am going to cover. That is something that needs to be talked about because we all know the New York Mets expressed some interest in Max Scherzer, but we all know kind of how that really went down. So pretty much stop wasting any time. Let's get into this Mets and Braves series. As we know, there was a game today. It didn't really go so much in the Mets' favor. Unfortunately, the New York Mets fell short to the Braves in the series. Braves won the series 3-2. Obviously, that is something you don't really like to see coming right before the trade deadline. That's something you never like to see for any baseball team. You want to go to the trade deadline with, a good stage. But pretty much getting right into it, we're going to talk about game one. Pretty much game one of the 7-inning doubleheader, which was the 26th. The Mets unfortunately lost that game. Pretty much Marcus Stroman, he pitched pretty solid. There wasn't too many complaints with Marcus Stroman. 5 innings pitched, 8 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Pretty much the splitter slider was on point. His ground ball to fly ball ratio was more favorited in ground balls. That's always what you want to see in pitchers. So that's really good to see and much more. So Stroman pitched well. Really not too many complaints with him. Miguel Castro, 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, a walk, 4 strikeouts, solid and quiet, 7 innings. So you don't really need to use so much of your bullpen. That's a benefit. So Castro, he pitched well. I really have 0 complaints with him. And pretty much the offense was really a struggle. As we know, we were facing a left-handed pitcher, and we all know how the Mets are during left-handed pitching. We really suck at it. So pretty much, there really wasn't any offense. Don't be fooled. Yeah, there were 5 hits, but there was really no offense. We scored 0 runs in 7 innings. Like we said, the left on base issue was, really there. The runners in scoring position, we couldn't really score anyone with scoring position. That was really complex. So just overall, not really the best of starts for this Mets lineup going into an important series that was really needed to be taken. So like we said, left-handed pitchers, the Mets have been struggling against. So that was game one. The Mets fell short. Game two of the 7-inning doubleheader, the Mets won game 2. It was a bullpen game. It was an opener game. So that was a little bit of a concern of mine. I was a little timid going into this, thinking, if it's a bullpen game, how is this going to go about? And honestly, the bullpen pitched elite. Our bullpen held down the job. We had Loop go in there to get things started. Pretty much he went 1 inning, but to be honest with you, I probably would have let Aaron Loop go 2. Simply just because, he's been pitching well. Why not let him go 2? And simply enough, he had a short outing. So obviously Aaron Loop did pitch pretty solidly. Really no complaints with him. We had Familia Banda, Trevor May, and Seth Lugo, pretty quiet, quiet and sound. That's all she wrote. Only combined a total of 4 hits. So that's always something you love to see out of 5 different bullpen arms. And then pretty much we had Diaz, who saved it out for his 22nd save of the season. And then obviously, most importantly, Trevor May gets the W, something you always like to see in Trevor May, him getting Ws. And then pretty much the offense was quiet, but it was able to do the job. The offense, like we said, it was quiet, but it was able to do the job. Pretty much in the bottom of the 5th inning, Jeff McNeil scratched a double to the deep center field to bring in Brandon Nimmo for an RBI. So that's always something you like to see. Jeff McNeil just slap the ball the other way. I'm always down to see that out of Jeff McNeil. Game 3. which was the 27th. That was a really, really, really tough game to watch. The Mets lost this game 12-5. Jared Eichhoff, to doo-doo. He is terrible. I know Philly fans. Jared Eichhoff was a former Philly. Even my Philly fans said, yeah, Hayden, as much as I hate the Mets, he's going to do terrible. And I believe them now. Jared Eichhoff, 3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 10 earned runs, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts. I don't think he's a major league pitcher. Honestly, I think he can make his next start, but in the minor leagues, the Mets DFA'd him, then brought him up, and DFA'd him, then brought him up, and DFA'd him, and brought him up. And now they DFA'd him for a 4th time in the span of 2 months. So you see how that really goes. So yeah, the Mets lost 12-5. Yennsy Diaz came in, 2.2 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 strikeouts. And then pretty much afterwards, Smith and Banda pretty much kept everything quiet. But I guess one benefit is that theoretically, typically the Mets pitching really only gave up 2 runs in Yennsy Diaz. It was really just Eichhoff that really screwed the game. But the offense was there. Pete Alonso did have an RBI single, a 2-run dinger by Jeff McNeil. Always good to see Jeff McNeil get some sort of his power back. That's something I really like to see out of Jeff McNeil. Power is a big thing with guys. We don't have too many power hitters on this team. So just thinking of Jeff McNeil having power, it really brings back those 2019 vibes. So that was really good. So obviously Jeff McNeil hit a 2-run dinger. And then you had Brandon Drury, who has really been amazing. I don't think they're going to DFA him or send him down anytime soon. He has been doing a tremendous job, Brandon Drury. He is probably the MVP of this team for this Braves series, believe it or not. So pretty much Brandon Drury gave the Mets the lead in this with a wrong game. Brandon Drury hit a solo home run, so that's all that matters. But sadly, the Mets fell short. Game 4 of this series, which was yesterday, the 28th, the Mets won 2-1. We had Tyler McGill on the bump. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, a walk, 6 strikeouts. He had a great start, Tyler McGill. No complaints. Slider seems to be his put-away pitch, so that's always good to see. And he limited his pitch count, so that's been one huge thing. We had Seth Lugo coming afterwards. We had Trevor May coming afterwards, who did get the win. And then Loop. So pretty quiet out of those guys. Familia did get into a jam, but was able to get out of it. And then we had Jeff McNeil, who has been alive and hot with an RBI single. And then we had a famous Brandon Drury home run once again, because who doesn't like to see home runs out of the one and only Brandon Drury? That's something I love to see out of Brandon Drury. Him to hit hit home runs. That's all that matters, right? Home runs is my big thing. Simple to say. So that was great to see out of Brandon Drury. And then pretty much that was that game. We did know Michael Conforto really was the MVP of that game. He was able to get the throw, pretty much shave Diaz. So that was really good to see. And then today's game, which I'm sure most of you guys probably know well by now, did not really go the Mets' way. Today's game was really, really not so good. The Mets lost 6-3. Walker, 5.1 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 earned runs. And yeah, pretty much not the best start for Walker, obviously. And I don't know what's going on. Obviously, I've said that. Is he like a first half season wonder? He pitched pretty solid to start off. I mean, his curveball was pretty crisp and solid. But then he did give up 2 home runs and started to give up some hard contact. And then he really became a victim of soft contact, BABIP, and bloopers into the outfield. As we know, Brandon Nimmo playing farther back toward the warning track was a little bit of an issue for the Braves to get a run on the board. And then we had Aaron Loop come in, Castro come in, pretty quiet. Familia, who unfortunately did give up a run to end his nice little streak. And then we had Anthony Bosdick, who made his debut pretty nice, 1-2-3 to retire everyone. And then we had Alonso, who hit a 2-run homer into the third deck. Usually you don't see that out of Pete Alonso, or really any guys hitting home runs into the third deck at Citi Field. That's something that like Judge, and I think only like one other guy who I don't know off the top of my head has done that. So that's pretty incredible for Pete Alonso really to do. I'm really starting to see the old signs of Pete Alonso. He's just mashing the ball lately, and that's what I like to see. So sadly, the New York Mets fell short to the Braves. But you know what? We got another big series coming ahead, and that is the New York Mets and Cincinnati Reds. So pretty much the New York Mets will be facing the Cincinnati Reds tomorrow night. And guess what? The black jerseys are back. Yeah, I'm looking at it. These jerseys look really nice. The black jerseys are back for the first time, I believe, since 2012. So that'll be really cool to see. So tomorrow at Friday, 7:10, Sonny Gray will be on the bump for the Cincinnati Reds. Average season for Gray, 2-6, 4.50 ERA, 1.4 WHIP, and 89 strikeouts. All right, so nothing too crazy. He does limit a lot of hard contact, and he does have that nasty slider, as we all know. And he will be facing Carlos Carrasco. Cookie Carrasco is back with the Mets. We all know what happened to him. He hurt himself during spring training, and overall, he is back. He hurt his hamstring during spring training, like I said, and he is back. It'll be his first start with the Mets since they picked him up in the Lindor trade. So I'm really hoping pitching was something that was very dire, that the Mets really needed, and now they got him. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully, my goal is at least 4 innings pitched. That's my goal with him. I'm not expecting him to go super far, so that's my goal. Game 2, which will be Saturday at 7:10, we will have Wade Miley on the bump for the Reds. 8-4 in the season, 2.86 ERA, and 86 strikeouts. My apologies. He kind of pitched well against us last time. We got to him a little early in that first inning. I don't know if you guys remember. He did give up a home run to Pete Alonso and then 2-run dinger to Jeff McNeil back-to-back. That was Wade Miley. So hopefully he doesn't kill us like he did last time, because after those home runs, he pretty much was pretty solid and killed us. He is a left-handed pitcher, which the Mets really do struggle against. They really struggle against left-handed pitching. So that's something this Mets team really needs to crack down on if you know they have hopes. So that's going to be something for the Mets. And then obviously he has a nasty cutter, as I stated. So pretty much for the New York Mets, it'll be Rich Hill, who will be on his second start for the Mets. As we know, he pitched pretty okay last start. He pretty much he doesn't go super far. It's tough with Rich Hill. He's a 41-year-old veteran. Usual stuff from him, low velocity, but he had very good movement and very good break on his pitches. I don't really know how to word this with Rich Hill. Last time he went, 49 pitches in 5 innings, but then he kind of struggled in that 6th inning. So I don't really think it's the pitch count. I think it's more, order around the batting order, or just how deeper you get into the game. I think that's really what it is with Rich Hill. So hopefully he can get us through something. Sunday, game 3 at 1:10 will be Vlad Guitarez. Hopefully I pronounced that name right. I'm sorry if I butchered it. 5-3 on the season, 4.75 ERA, and 42 strikeouts. He does walk a lot, little strikeouts, and he gives up a lot of hard contact. So hopefully the Mets could take that to their advantage. And then obviously we will have Marcus Stroman on the bump for the New York Mets, who killed the Reds the last time. I think he gave up a 1-hitter in 8 innings against them. So hopefully he could show the Reds that he still owns them. So 7-8, 7-9 on the season, 2.63 ERA, 97 strikeouts. Usual recommendations with Stroman: keep the ball on the ground, trust your defense to turn plays. Try not to have flyouts. You like to see that ratio from ground ball pitchers, especially who throw splitter sliders, that if it's a ground ball, Stroman's doing something right. So that will be game 3. Obviously, the Reds offense is pretty hot. Joey Votto has had 6 home runs in the past 5 days. So Joey Votto is hot. He's a veteran, but he is hot and bursting out. And then you have, Jesse Winker, Nicholas Castellanos, 2 guys who have cooled down a little bit, but are still threats for the Mets. Pretty much the Reds offense is hot pretty much because of that. Their team pretty much has a .332 on base percentage, and they average 5.5 runs per game. So that's going to be something very big for the Mets. The Reds offense, they got a little lucky last time. We know that they had that 15-11 game. So that really goes to show the Reds could fight back. If you score 10 runs, you're not safe. They could score back. So, it's going to be something for this Mets team, but you got to put runs on the board. So that is really all I have with the New York Mets and Cincinnati Reds series summary. So please, everyone, we're going to get into some comments. If you guys have a ton of comments, please feel free to drop them below. I did see a ton of new people comment, obviously. So please, if you have any comments, concerns, questions, drop them below, and we will definitely get to that. But in terms of this Mets and Reds series, my predictions is I think we could take 2 out of 3. I don't think a sweep, it's not impossible, but it is possible. I think we'll take 2 out of 3. I think that's fair enough. Tomorrow is going to be a huge day in the MLB trade deadline, obviously. So you'll have black jerseys, the trade deadline going on. Obviously, if there's any big news, I will definitely be reacting to that live. So please expect something to come out if that does. I did upload a Joey Gallo video yesterday with him going to the Yankees. So please feel free to take a look at that video. So yeah, I appreciate it. So getting into some comments from our first comment from Quinton Wilson. The Mets need to make a move pronto. Yeah, Quentin, I agree with you. Offensively, this team has been a little quiet, so it's a little concerning. I agree with you. The Mets are going to make a move. Sandy Alderson and acting general manager Zach Scott been a little. Whoops, sorry, I don't know why that happened. Little echo. But pretty much, they've been quiet. So they're going to have to wake up very soon. Especially if you want to get out there in a short division, obviously. So hopefully the Mets, they can make a move pronto. We're less than 24 hours away from the deadline. So Mets got to make a move. Mets got to make a move. From TP35, Max Scherzer to slam Diego. Yeah, I did see that. Pretty interesting obtainment. Obviously, this is a Mets channel, but I love covering all baseball news. I haven't looked in the details too much with Max Scherzer, but we can go over that together if you guys would like. So pretty much with Max Scherzer, the Padres are closing in on him. So Padres close to acquiring Max Scherzer. So the deal is not official, but they're close. I don't know who tweeted it out. I don't know if it was a Jeff Passan tweet or a Ken Rosenthal tweet. Obviously, we can only trust so many people out there. We all know Bob Nightingale and those people. So pretty interesting obtainment from the Padres. Some of their pitching guys like Blake Snell haven't really been super big this year. Same for Chris Paddock. But guys like Yu Darvish have really been solid, have been putting up solid performances. So yeah, it's going to be something. So great move for the Padres. I think that strengthens their depth. It gives them that playoff experience. Max Scherzer is a veteran, so we could teach something to these young prospects, Mackenzie Gore, etc. So it's going to be something big. But we got 11 people in the chat. Everyone, give this stream a like, comment, subscribe, drop an LFGM. Any questions, comments, and thoughts, please feel free to drop them. From Galapagos, hopefully I pronounced that right. LFGM, what's going on, man? I hope you're doing well. From Melissa Hayden, are you happy Alonso hit a home run? Of course I am. You know that. I'm always happy when Alonso hits a home run. Listen, whenever Pete Alonso hits a home run, you could tell I'm a big Pete Alonso fanboy. As you can tell in the back, I have the jerseys. So you guys could tell I am a very, very big Pete Alonso fanboy. So yes, I was very happy. From Connor, what's going on, everyone? I hope everyone's doing well. You too, Connor. We got a ton of great stuff going on in the baseball world. So I hope you are doing extremely well too, my friend. From Alexander, LFGM, what's going on, Alexander? Vincent, what's going on, man? Louis, the Phillies suck. Yeah, I saw they did lose. I think they lost both games today. So that definitely strengthens the Mets' lead in that division. So pretty big for the Mets. From TP35, let's go. Absolutely, man. Mets are on a roll. LFGM, what's going on? Baseball is my air. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Another question from you is, what's the biggest weakness for the Mets in the second half? And that's a great question. I think it's really just going to come down to what move they make at the deadline. Are they going to go out for a big offensive piece? Are they going to go out for a big pitching piece, a bullpen piece? I think something that I found very interesting was that during the press conference with Luis Rojas, they asked him about Carlos Carrasco's return, and he pretty much replied to that by, well, Carlos Carrasco, it's going to be like a trade deadline move. And I found that a little weird. I don't know if he was interpreting that the Mets are not going to get pitching, or if that was just my interpretation and I take everything a little serious. So let me know in the comments. Did you guys catch that too? If not, maybe that was just my interpretation. So yeah, but baseball's mayor, probably the offense. The pitching's been so good so far. As you could see, we're getting Carrasco back tomorrow. DeGrom should hopefully be back in a week or two. I'm staying positive with DeGrom. And then you have your to an extent, you have a solid 1 through 5. DeGrom, Carrasco, Stroman, Walker, Rich Hill. I like that. And then you'll get Syndergaard back in September. So if they go for pitching, great. You can move someone to the bullpen. You also have Tyler McGill. Forgot about him. So yeah, you can have pitching wins championships. You can never have enough pitching. That's all I say. From Connor, Alonso's a monster. Home run after home run. Yeah, dude. Alonso, I mean, to the third deck. Like I said, I think Gary, Keith, and Ron said only 3 guys have done that. I think they said Aaron Judge, and I forgot who the other person was, and Pete Alonso. That ball was ripped. If that was Shea Stadium, that would have been – I would have loved to seen that in Shea Stadium. From Devin, hey, Hayden, what's going on, Devin? I hope you're doing well, my friend. From Michael, I was at the Mets game last night when Conforto made that throw to home plate. The crowd was fired up. Let's go Mets, baby. Absolutely, Michael. I hope you had a good time at the game. Hopefully you had good seats or good game overall. Got some good food there. Always great to go to the ballpark, especially, on a nice Wednesday night and see the Mets get a W and see one of the best highlights that probably will happen this season. So great. I'm glad you got to see that, Michael. Hopefully you did have a good time. And yeah, like I said, the crowd, this team really feeds off the crowd. So I think that's something that the Mets have advantage to. So that's going to be something ahead for this Mets team. As John said, yes, Padres did get Max Scherzer. So hopefully, good for them. I'm not really too upset about Max Scherzer, honestly. From a Mets perspective, I did cover it a little bit on the stream about 5-10 minutes ago. But from a Mets perspective, I don't really, there's no law saying that you can't trade a division rival to another division rival. There's no law. It's just kind of like a common sense thing. Like you wouldn't want to help your rival out. There's the famous quote pretty much that says, when your enemy is making a mistake, don't interrupt them. And I think that's kind of what relates to this. So, Max Scherzer, he wants to do his no trade clause. Go ahead. They're not really a contending team this season. So that's their problem. Louis, what's going on, man? I hope you're doing well. From Michael, yes, I did see that. Louis, Carlos Cortez is not in the lineup and there's no injury report for the AA Mets. Ooh. Maybe they took my idea. I mean, I was going Kyle Gibson, Ian Kennedy for Adrian Hernandez and Carlos Cortez. So maybe they took my idea. Have to see that. For Marco, 100 games in the season, the offense needs to be consistent most of the time. I agree, man. The offense it's weird. If Nimmo's not in the lineup, they could struggle. It's consistency. And I agree with you, man. NMB Sports, our fellows Blue Jays fan. What's going on, man? I hope you're doing well. I did see the Blue Jays did take the doubleheader from the Red Sox yesterday, so props to you for that. Robbie Ray pitched pretty well, I saw, so always great to see. And yes, good game on our series from last series, yes. From Nick, LFGM, what's going on, Nick? The Mets are a year away from being really good. Be patient. It's the same with the Jays. Yes, when it comes to the Mets, are they a playoff team? I couldn't tell you. Obviously, the Mets show that they're a playoff team. Sometimes, yes, the Mets up. But I think they have a strong chance for the playoffs this year. As we know, it's pretty much division or go home. As of right now, both wildcard spots are coming from the West between the Dodgers, Giants, and Padres. Unless the Giants or the Padres or in some miracle the Dodgers fall off, yeah, maybe the Mets can make it as a wild card. But I don't want to have to focus on another team's failure for our success. I want the Mets to succeed because they are a success, not because the Giants veterans collapse or injuries. That's why I want the Mets to succeed. Do I think they could win the World Series? I don't know about that. I think there are a couple things that need to be adjusted. The trade deadline maybe could fix some of those moves, but with the current roster right now, I don't see a World Series team, but I do see a playoff team with some talent. Most doubleheaders split. Yeah, that makes sense, especially the Mets. Sometimes they get tired out in the second game, but it was good they got the second game. From YouTube Productions, big series ahead. Absolutely, man. Huge series ahead for the Mets and Reds. I see you are a Reds fan. You have your little Joey Votto profile picture. So big series coming up for the Mets and Reds. Hopefully you did hear my little spiel with the series summary or series preview. From Michael LFGM, what's going on, man? I hope you are doing extremely well. Devin, tomorrow is going to be awesome with the trade deadline and the black jerseys. You're right, man. It is going to be a blast having the black jerseys, the trade deadline. I'm going to be, very active, 12 to 4. A lot of stuff's going to be going on. And we all know pretty much if a guy isn't in the lineup, everyone's going to be flipping out. So it's going to be a great game tomorrow. We have our 5 days in Flushing story pretty much set with Conforto's throw last night and our poor performance today. So got a good story ahead. LFGM, what's going on, Jack in the Box? I hope you're doing well. From Alexander Flexen, I don't understand why we are in a win. I don't understand why we are in a win now window and decide to hold on to Mauricio when we have endured for the next 10 years. Mauricio is perfect. Yeah, I agree with you, Alex. You pretty much summed up what I always say. Francisco Lindor is our shortstop for the next 10 years. He is there for a decade. It's official. Ronnie Mauricio is a shortstop in the minor leagues. Where are you going to put him? I don't think he's going to be a bench player. And I feel, yes, he is awesome trade bait. Mauricio, he's 19 years old. He's young. But the thing is, in the minor leagues, they never bothered to show him off at third base or second base. I think they started a little bit, but put him there full time. I mean, you never put him out at second or third base. Now's the time. He's not going to play shortstop. So, I think they're keeping him at shortstop because obviously shortstops for the most part are pretty valuable compared to a third baseman or second baseman. So that's why I think the Mets are, going to use him as trade bait. Pretty much, you summed up pretty much what I said in my last stream. So I was glad we are right on track there, my friend. From Jack, we are seeing signs of the old Jeff McNeil. Dude slaps the ball and puts it in the outfield well. I agree with you, Jack. Pretty much looking at Jeff McNeil, when the season first started and when he first came back from the injury for about a week or two, he was kind of just an exit velocity victim, and he just striked out. Where in the past, he'd kind of just sit there and make some barrel contact, hit bloopers, BABIPs, and just smack the ball. And now we're seeing that of him. He is generating a little bit of raw power. I've noticed he's hitting the ball pretty hard hit rate, barrels, and all that analytical sabermetric stuff in the gap. He had that home runs this past series, so I've been liking what I've been seeing out of McNeil. Ivan Dos, LFGM. What's a good game to watch tonight since the Mets game is over? That's a great question. Let's see what game is on tonight for baseball, because obviously the Mets game is over, like you said. So let's see. The Yankees got crushed today by the Rays. So tonight, in terms of 7 o'clock, Red Sox and Blue Jays, that's a good match. You got Athletics and Angels, that's a good match. So I'll probably watch maybe one of those two games. So there's a recommendation for you. From Cole, Mets need to get Juan Soto. Well, hate to break it to you, Cole. The Nationals said that they're willing to trade everyone but Juan Soto. So sadly, I don't think that's going to happen. Giovanni, facts. Gio, I always speak facts, Cole, Soto or bust. Well, sadly, I don't know if it's going to happen. Yes, sir, Cookie. Yeah, I'm excited for Cookie to come back too. From Anthony, trade for Michael Walker. He had a good outing for the Rays the other day. I think 5.2 innings pitched, no runs, so pretty solid for him. But I don't think the Mets are going to bring him back, to be honest. From Jed Carson, what's going on? Left-handed pitching kills us. Yeah, it always does, and that's why I would like a nice new right-handed bat in this lineup to really get to that. Karen, you're in your car. No worries. I appreciate you tuning in and listening, as always. Sandy's sleeping. Yeah, I mean, listen, 24 hours from the deadline. I will say everyone's kind of blaming Sandy, but you also got to blame Zach Scott too, because I mean he's also involved. So we all know Sandy Alderson. We all know Zach Scott. Well, specifically Sandy Alderson. We know that he waits really to the last moment. And honestly, I don't want to have to wait till 3 o'clock and get Todd Frazier and Robinson Chirinos like last year. Mets got to make a move. Hopefully they make a move tonight. You never know. So yeah, got to make a move soon. Jack in the Box, LFGM, absolutely. Stephen A, Hayden, what's going on? I hope you're doing well, Stephen. What is going on, my man? I hope you are doing very well. Appreciate you tuning in. Facts. Yes, Devin. All I do is speak facts. You hate Sandy? Yeah, a little bit. Listen, we got this. It's a lock. We are going to win first place of the NL East. I'm confident. Well, Stephen, you need to teach me some stuff because I am very negative. So I love your positivity, man. It's always great to have positivity in baseball. And, listen, I think it's a very strong possibility that it's a lock. We're 100 games in, 101. So we have 61 games left. So hopefully the Mets could finish what they started. Galapagos, Blasner, what's going on, man? What's up, man? I hope you're doing very well. I also feel that we are going to either get Javier Baez, Kimbrel, or Trevor Story, Gray, Brian or Kimbrel. So pretty much, yeah, those are all valid picks. Honestly, out of all of them, I'm probably going to go with the Colorado one, just because I think the cost of it. Starting pitching is great. And then obviously the thing with Trevor Story is, they say, oh, shortstop. Well, you could always move him over to third base. You start him here for a month. When Lindor comes back, scooch him over to third base. He's moving 15 feet. I don't really think it's that big. It's not an issue. I mean, offensively, he'll be fine. Defensively, it's 10 feet difference. So I'm not concerned. And then you have Kimbrel's nice. Diaz has been a little shaky. Last night, his slider, he threw a couple sliders that were a little terrible. So we're going to have to see with Diaz. I don't want to hit the panic button on him yet. But Kimbrel would be nice. But I think if you have Kimbrel and Diaz on the same team, that's going to be weird. Because, think about it. This offseason, we passed on so many guys because we wanted Diaz as our closer. And I think if you have Diaz and Kimbrel on the same team, that's just one going to be awkward in the dugout. Because it's like, hey, you stole my job. So I would love Kimbrel on this team. I'd probably take him over Diaz. It's just, can Diaz play the 7th and 8th inning? I don't know. We see how he is in non-save situations or in the 8th inning with the 5-out save. So I don't know if Diaz could do that. That's my only issue. But yeah, honestly, Steven, I'd probably go with the Story and Gray one. That's probably my favorite one as of right now. And the Mets have expressed high interest in that. Logan, what's going on, man? Our New York Mets are going to do something big, blockbuster trade. It is silent, which is good. Yeah, silence is always something that makes Mets fans, including myself, very skeptical and questionable. So hopefully, I think the Mets can get something done. I've trusted in Sandy Alderson and acting general manager Zach Scott, and of course Steve Cohen to sign the checkbook. So Mets gotta get something done. I don't want to wait till the last second. Hopefully they have something in plans now. They're just not being public about that, which makes sense. We all know what happened a lot this offseason with making things public, and it kind of shot down. And I know a lot of people are upset saying, oh, the Mets are expressing interest in everyone, even Steve, basic. And that's good. I'd rather us express interest in everyone than nobody. But yeah, I agree, man. Juan Soto would be like a Cespedes move. He would, but I'm pretty sure the Nationals said they were going to trade everyone but him. Vincent, what's going on, man? Cubs Nation, what's going on? Hopefully, can you give us Chris Bryant or Keg Krimble? That'd be pretty nice. Phillies are playing game 2 on the verge of a comeback. Uh-oh, we got to check that out. Mets in talks with Twins trying to land Barrios. Yeah, Barrios is also an option that was explained. Personally, I'd rather Gray or Gibson than Barrios. And honestly, I'm not really that concerning with pitching. I want offense, really. A bullpen arm would be nice. But I think in terms of pitching, we really have our rotation locked down. You have DeGrom coming back in a week or two. You have Carrasco coming back. Tyler McGill, who has been a monstrous overall rookie season. Stroman and Walker. So and then Rich Hill. So that's 6. Whether one or two of those guys don't make it all the way, whether it's Walker or Rich Hill, yeah, I understand. Michael, what's going on? Jed, what's going on, my man? Hayden Zach Scott from Steven. Hayden Zach Scott isn't talking code. He will not reveal what he is going to do with the deadline. So every GM. And now, no, it is not silent. Yeah, like I said, it's tomorrow, the deadline. We have some time. We have less than 24 hours. I think Mets fans, including myself, are just a little skeptical. They want to get some news in. And I think it comes to the point that a lot of Met fans are saying is, we have the money. We have the prospects. Let's make a move already. So, you don't want to wait till the last second because everything could be gone by then. You never know. But I see the point. And like I said, I have faith in Sandy Alderson that they're going to get something done this year. New ownership, he's going to operate differently. Mets need to go after a third baseman. Yeah, there's been talks about that. There was questions with JD Davis if it'll be his last game as a Met. I like his bat in the lineup. The last couple starts, he's been looking terrible. He's been swinging at these weird breaking balls in the dirt that are curves. He's just been terrible, JD Davis. I'm hoping he can do well. He had a nice first week since coming back, but he's been a little quiet. So hopefully he can wake up that offense. The defense out of Davis is really what I do not like. JD Davis's defense is no bueno, no good, 9. Like I said, taking a look at JD Davis at third base, Lindor and Davis on the left side of the infield, I didn't mind because you have Lindor, who is a Gold Glove caliber athletic defensive player. So you put him next to a guy who struggles defensively, isn't really a natural third baseman, and that really puts the cushion for JD Davis. Physically, of course, and even mentally, it makes JD Davis feel more confident that Lindor's next to him. So if there's a crazy play, maybe Lindor can go after it. So I see that point. Listen, Guillorme, Peraza, VR, they're good, but they're no Francisco Lindor defensively, obviously. Matt Scherzer to the Padres. Yes, Michael, I did see that. So we're going to have to see. I don't know. Last I checked, it wasn't official, but I don't know. We're hopefully Padres are making moves. That's all we'll say is Padres are a team that really, really have a bright future. Next year, I think they're going to have one of the best pitching rotations once Clevenger comes back after recovering from Tommy John surgery. From Vincent, wow, that's an elite arm from Rafael. That's why they're interested in him. Let's take a look-see at that. Yes, Nick, I like the little baseball emojis. NMB videos, what if the Mets got Scherzer? Yeah, obviously that ballpark's out of the window, no pun intended. We all know Scherzer. He doesn't want to go to a division rival. Like I said, there's no law saying you can't go to a division rival. But it's pretty much like the famous quote that I like to say is, when your enemy, or in this case, rival, is making a mistake, don't interrupt them on it. So it's pretty much, why help out the Mets when, you're struggling and you have to help yourself. So, but I understand. The Nationals let Harper walk to the Phillies. That was really a jab in the back. So there's been worse. But, Scherzer, I think he could have helped out this team a little bit. There's people calling him a spider tack victim, which, looking at his FIP, his ERA, his RPMs, they've took a little bit of a number change. So never know. What if we give the entire farm for Soto? That's a possibility, but I wouldn't want to give up our entire farm for Soto. We suck. Fernando. Well, yeah, the Mets are Metsing right now. We'll say that. We could turn Jin, Mauricio, and Beatty for Soto. They can't turn it down. They probably could. Soto is literally their franchise player for the next years. I pretty much was surprised they didn't extend Juan Soto this offseason. We saw the Padres extended Tatis. Lindor got extended. So we all kind of figured Soto's next. And maybe he is. From Jesse Beckman, do you think we're going to get one of Baez, Bryant, or Rizzo? Well, I think Rizzo's off the table because we already have a first baseman. Baez, as we know, pretty much Baez stated that he would not mind moving a different position for Francisco Lindor. Him and Francisco Lindor have a great relationship. I think they bring those great cultural vibes to the team, and they feed off the energy, the chemistry. I think that chemistry together would be awesome. It just comes to the thing is that Baez offensively, I have my doubts with him. He's pretty much a hit or a miss. Yes, he hits home runs. I think he has 22 home runs right now. He hits home runs. Cool. But his on-base percentage is low. His strikeout rate is high. His OAA and errors are pretty bad for a defensive player. I'm going to say this. I think Baez is a little overrated. I'm not going to lie. I would rather a Story over Baez, but we'll see. And then Bryant's been interesting. He was putting up big MVP numbers going into this season, and then he kind of took a big fall back. in the second half. I mean, taking a look at Chris Bryant. Let's take a look at Chris Bryant's stats since coming back from the All-Star break. He's chilled down. He's took a dive back. Taking a look at Chris Bryant this season, 58 runs, 87 hits, 18 home runs, 51 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, 267 average, and an 861 OPS. But taking a look, I mean, his last 7 games, he's been providing some contact, as we could see. It seems he had a good. Seems the Red Series he played pretty solid for the most part. Do I think he's going to wake up and be this 900 to 1,000 OPS hitter? Probably not. But I think Brian is probably my favorite choice out of those guys stated. Make the Nats have a deal. You're obsessed with the Nationals, Cole. What's going on, Cole? Listen, if you want to get on the phone with the Nationals, I'll provide a number. Nick, LFGM, what's going on? Steven, hope you're doing well, man. Yes, I'm glad you and I are on the same page, Steven. I am glad. I heard they want to trade JD Davis at the deadline as one of the trade pieces. Honestly, I heard that too, and I really wouldn't be opposed to it. I don't want his defense. I mean, like I said, hopefully you heard my spiel before. I do not trust his defense. His defense is just terrible. I mean, I don't want to say his defense is terrible. He could field a basic ground ball, double play. He sits that, and it comes more than being able to field a ground, being able to turn a double play. It comes to being a smart third baseman and thinking. When you have, runners on third and first and you get the ball, when you throw to, home and you have one of the fastest people running, that's not a good move. I mean, turn the double play. Like, what are you doing? That's what I'm talking about with JD Davis. So something's going to have to happen with Davis. If he gets traded, it'll be unfortunate. He brings great morale to this team, especially in the clubhouse. I definitely miss him on the Cookie Club. But if it gets us a big piece, if it gets us a story, if it gets us, a big piece, then I'm willing to make that risk. Galapos, great stream. I appreciate it, man. As always. Cole, Juan Soto, do you really want Juan Soto? Listen, I mean, Conforto, he needs to wake up offensively. I think Conforto's defense is awesome. But as of right now, I'm giving Conforto a qualifying offer, to be honest with you. Right now, everyone's saying, what do we do with Conforto? It's a free agent year. I'm giving him a qualifying offer. I'm not. He did $200 million? No. And he's a Scott Boras client. So we all know Scott Boras is very, very a pain in the behind, likes to lean for his clients to go to free agency. We saw that with Strasburg. So it's going to be something. Nick, what's going on, man? I hope you were doing well. Jed, something special about this Mets team. Yeah, listen, man, something is very special. They have great chemistry. I really agree with you. From Jackie, any update on the White Sox? Let's see. I didn't really hear so much with the White Sox. I don't know. You have to tell me. I'm not a White Sox fan. Was there a trade that was going to go on? I know they lost to the Royals today. But news, we know that they got Ryan Tepera, who the Mets also looked at this offseason and didn't get him, which I guess may have been a good thing. I don't really know what's going on with the White Sox. I think it's that bullpen trade I think you were asking. I know they did get Cesar Hernandez, who really underrated guy. Definitely hits the ball well, pull the ball, smash balls. I don't really see anything with the White Sox. I don't know if you're referring to Cesar Hernandez or the Ryan Tepera. Eloy Jimenez exits White Sox game with groin tightness. That's not good. Was like his 3rd game back already? Yeesh. That is something you do not like to see. Mets Nation, what's going on, man? I hope you're doing well. Mets Nation, good to see you here. From Cole, maybe we could get Turner, but Soto. Turner's been a guy. In terms of Trey Turner, I think he's easily underrated. I think he is a top 5 shortstop, honestly, a top 3. He doesn't hit dingers and home runs, but he provides great speed on the base pass. He puts the ball in play, and his defense overall is pretty adequate. In terms of, obviously, I take Turner, but he's a shortstop, and we have that locked down, obviously. I don't know if he could play second base, but then I don't want McNeil at third because we saw McNeil at third. He doesn't do too well at third. He's a natural second baseman. He stated he feels very comfortable on the right side of the field. He could see the ball hit, the bat hit the ball better on that side. I like McNeil at second. I don't want anyone else taking that spot. I don't really think the Nationals are really interesting to being training partners, besides the fact that they're their division rival, but I just don't really think they have anyone that we really want. From Jackie Blaze, yeah, I'm not a Mets fan, but I heard Chris Bryant is heading there. Okay, that'll be interesting. Yeah, crosstown rivals. That's interesting. Well, I appreciate you informing me on that. I will have to take a look on that. But please, if you are not already, subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like, all that great stuff. Yeah, I don't really see anything with that, but I'll take your word on. Oh, yeah, here's the crosstown deal. Cubs and White Sox are making a trade. Okay. John Heyman put that on Twitter about an hour ago. So, yeah, that's something. I don't know if it's exactly Chris Bryant. I'm trying. Yeah, I mean, let's take a look-see at the White Sox lineup. White Sox. Taking a look at the White Sox. Stand by. Third. Okay. Well, they have Yoan Moncada, so I don't really know what the deal is with Yoan Moncada. It's a possibility. It is a possibility. White Sox get Cesar Hernandez from the Guardians. LOL. Yeah, I did see that. They really didn't give him up for a whole lot. Oh no, that's the Cubs trade. Never mind. Hernandez has 18 home runs, so I think it's a good pickup for the Sox. Yeah, White Sox. I mean, through the later part of the first half, their offense was kind of starting to mellow down. We saw the little issues with Yerman Mercedes, obviously, so I think he's another power bat to bring into that lineup. I mean, just entering October, having a lineup of, Tim Anderson, Yoan Moncada, it's just crazy. No Chris Bryant to the Mets. Probably not. I don't think the Mets, I think the Bryant talks with the Mets are kind of starting to trim down. If anything, I could see Chris Bryant. There were talks of the Giants getting Chris Bryant, and they would give up Buster Posey, but Buster Posey, Joey Bart. But I thought that was silly. I mean, the fact is that the Giants want to give up Joey Bart. He's literally your catching prospect. You have a catcher who's 35, 36 years old, and Buster Posey, who's great, but you need a catcher down the line. Bryant is no better than JD, in my opinion. Defensively, I think he's a big adjustment defensively. Cole, I'm going to have to say, defensively, Bryant is a big adjustment. JD Davis is not a good defensive third baseman, and we all know why. I heard McNeil. Yeah, if you trade McNeil, I'd be very upset. McNeil, honestly, I mean, I would really hate to see McNeil not in this lineup. Simply enough, obviously, taking a look at McNeil, he provides he's kind of like a table setter, the second table setter. You have Brandon Nimmo lead off, and then you put Alonso second, and then you could put McNeil third, and that really starts to set the table. If McNeil gets his power back, I think that would be tremendous. We know in 2019 he tore something with his rotator cuff, which are very common for tearing raw power. We know in 2019, McNeil did slug 23 home runs, I believe. And I think this year he has like 4 or 5. So nothing too crazy. But he's been showing good skirts of it. But I'd hate to see McNeil in that trade. I really would. No, what I mean is Chris Bryant. I think Chris Bryant go to the Mets, not the White Sox. Okay. It's possible. It's strongly possible. I mean, the White Sox have Yoan Moncada, so I don't really know why they would want to get rid of him. So yeah, that makes sense. Nick, LFGM, what's going on, man? I hope you are doing very, very well. Please feel free, everyone, if you are new to the channel, give this video a like, give this video a comment, subscribe to the channel. We are covering the trade deadline. Please, everyone, if you could, I did upload my video about Joey Gallo going to the New York Yankees yesterday. If you could, please feel free to go check that video out. Give that video a like, comment, and let me know your thoughts in that comment section below of Joey Gallo going to the New York Yankees. I don't want to talk about it too much because that's what the video is there for. From Jesse, as a Mets fan, I am very upset Like, when do you think we're gonna make a trade? I'm getting really bored. Yeah, Jesse, I can see where you're coming from. Obviously, it's new ownership, so it's interesting to see how things are working. I think people are getting a little ambitious though with the Mets at the deadline. I mean, yeah, you have to take it, simply knowing Sandy Alderson's track record. He's very well known for making moves really at the end of the deadline. So simply enough, I think it is going to be something. Hopefully he doesn't wait till the last second. I'd rather not go out there and have to acquire Robinson Chirinos and Todd Frazier and Miguel Castro for money and a player to be later. No, I don't want that. I obviously want the Mets to get involved now. Like I said, we have the prospects and we have the money. So make a move. Don't wait till the last second when everyone's taken or trades are already favored. Go out there, make a trade, and bargain with these teams. Go out there, call up Colorado, call Chicago, the Cubs, obviously. Make some moves. I mean, I honestly could see the Mets doing something at the last second, just knowing Sandy Alderson. But I agree with you, Jesse. I could see why you're very upset. I don't think we're going to be disappointed. I think we'll have a good result, honestly. I think 24 hours from now, all of us will have a good mindset, I hope. Hopefully tonight. Yeah, tonight's an opportunity. Something's going to happen tonight. Whether it's the Mets, White Sox, Blue Jays, Dodgers, Giants, something's happening tonight. Someone's going to get traded. That's big. Whether that's a Bryant, a Story, even a pitcher. So that's going to be something. Welcome user, Trevor Story and John Gray. Yeah, that's a good pick. That's obviously something that I really expressed interest in. Ivan Dose, what's going on? I love the emojis. From Jackie Plays, breaking, Padres close to acquiring Max Scherzer. Tell the Athletic. Really? Okay, so let's take a look-see about that. That is going to be very, very interesting. Let's see what we got in store for the San Diego Padres and Max Scherzer. So simply taking a look with this move, so pretty much 36 minutes ago, Max Scherzer trade. Padres close to acquiring ace from the Nationals. Ken Rosenthal pretty much tweeted out that it's close. So I don't know if it's official yet. It's a possibility it could be official. Washington Nationals and San Diego Padres are nearing an agreement that will trade right-handed Max Scherzer to the Padres. I don't know who they get in return, probably some prospects, but Padres can't keep dumping their farm system. They dumped a lot of it this offseason, so, I mean, it's going to be an issue for them ahead. Past, including Bryce Harper. Okay, so, yeah, we're going to have to see on that. That's going to be a big move for the Padres. I honestly think next year Padres are going to have the best rotation, and that'll be with Clevenger, of course. I agree, of course. Listen, Jackie, all due respect, I don't care what the Padres do anyone from Mets. Yeah, listen, everyone likes their team. We have a ton of Mets fans, Padres fans, we have some Blue Jays fans. I think we had a Red Sox fans. Whatever your team is, roll with that. I respect all fan bases. As you can see, I have literally a Braves jersey on. I have freaking all the pennants back there. So yeah, no, but hopefully, listen, I agree with you, Steven. Mets, got to make some moves. I agree. It's Inferno. What's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well. You went to the Mariners game yesterday. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I saw. Did they win yesterday or did they lose? I know Toro hit. That was the first time where you hit a home run and then you hit it against the opposing team with being part of those two teams. That's pretty interesting. It was awesome. I wore a trash can with that asterisk on it, and like 50 people asked for a picture. That's funny. I would say maybe you were on TV, but they're very soft with that. So that's pretty funny, man. Howdy, Hayden. What's going on, Christopher? I hope you're doing well. But please, everyone, if you can, give this video a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more great New York Mets and baseball content overall. We did go over the New York Mets and Atlanta Braves series summary, the New York Mets and Cincinnati Reds series preview, and then obviously much more. So please, everyone, if you have any more final comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to drop them below. And yeah, I like to keep you guys updated. No need to apologize, Jackie. You could keep all the updates you please. I enjoy the updates because obviously my Twitter is being very stupid. So please, Jackie, keep at it with the updates. I like them. I'm down. I've been at work and haven't heard any news. Yeah, me either. Honestly, I've been just going on Twitter all day and just been doing this. Just like all day, I've just been going on Twitter and doing that. So that'll be something, obviously. It's gonna be big next 24 hours. Let's take a look at Twitter, see if anything's new. But please, everyone, give this stream a like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends about this channel. I did upload a video yesterday pertaining to the New York Mets. Not the New York Mets. The New York Yankees obtaining Joey Gallo. So nothing seems new with Twitter. But yeah. So we probably going to call it a stream here, everyone. I appreciate everyone for tuning in as always. Yeah, I walked into a moose. So I was going to ask for a picture of them in a rusher. Say, that's funny. But yeah, I appreciate everyone for tuning in, everyone. Big news coming ahead. Obviously, if anything does happen, even disregarding the Mets, if the Padres get someone big, if the Dodgers get someone big, I'll definitely try to cover it. But please, everyone, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. We had an awesome stream. We had like 1 million new people in here. We had so many other people. We had so many new people in here. We had Mariners fans, White Sox fans. I love it. So keep it up. This is a Mets channel, yes, but you guys teach me about the White Sox more. You probably know more about the White Sox than I do. So great stream. I appreciate everyone for joining. We had a high of 21 at one point. That is awesome. That's what I love to see. We have 14 people in the chat now. So you're probably going to call it a stream here. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Like I said, we did have a Joey Gallo video uploaded yesterday. So please click on the channel and you could watch that. And let me know your comments to that below. Till next time, baseball fans. See ya. Let's go, Mets. Let's go.